On last we left our engineer, he expressed his disdain towards wasting time and following the rules. He also did a bunch of math, like last video. Will this week's installment of Vay's projects contain a bunch of math? Yeah, it seems pretty likely. And we did it! We now have an equation for E and F in terms of these. Now, you might be thinking, you didn't go over this. Well, if you are truly sad that I did not go over geometric analysis with you, message me, and I'll personally drive to your house and do this with you. But if you're not sad that I didn't go over geometry with you, then you are among the normal. Moving forward, now that we have this, and we have this, we only have two variables we can do the full thing with. And we're going to do something called a vector loop. Remember that net at zero I talked about before? If you go all the way this way and all the way back in the same direction, it's going to be zero. Well, with vectors, if you go all the way around and end at the same point, it's still going to be zero. That's exactly what this is. So before, with our positions, if we hit P direction n to n, no matter what way you go, is going to be equal to zero. So if we use our position vectors from before, we have Pn to A plus Pn to B plus P B to N, it will equal 0. And that's going to be L1 XA plus L2 XB minus E YN plus F XN is equal to 0. And here is the issue with this. This is one equation, but it's really two equations, but this is one equation. And it's got a bunch of different frames. This is where the rotation in the beginning comes back in. We have to put in these frames in terms of the end frame. We have our vector loop equaling 0. Let's start with getting rid of the A frame. We've got L1. Remember what it was before, what XA equaled? It equaled cosine theta 1 x hat n minus sine theta 2 y hat n. Easy, it's already in the A frame. Now, it's already in the N frame. Now let's do B plus L2 cosine theta 2 x hat A minus, I'm going to go over here, sine theta 2 y hat A. Do you see the issue? This is still in the A frame, which means we got to expand it further. Let's do that. It's going to be cosine theta 2 cosine theta 1 xn minus sine theta 1 yn minus sine theta 2 sine theta 1 xn. Go over here, cosine theta 2 theta 1 yn, and that's just the 2 bracket, and then we can throw on E yn plus F xn. And ain't that just a mess? This is why it's mayonnaise. This. But still, this is one equation that equals 0. What do we do from here? Remember, we're vectors. We've got direction and magnitude. There's no rules that apply to us. We're second order for first order tensor values. We can do whatever we want, right? Right? Let's just multiply everything by xn and make it 1. Because xn times, well, that's confusing. Xn times Xn, you guessed it, is equal to 1. Oh yeah. And Xn times Yn, that's equal to 0. Oh yeah.
Will the two equations be able to fit on the chalkboard? We'll sing, oh yeah, a good enough explanation of dot product. How long will this 50s-style radio serialization bit continue? Find out next week on Vay's Projects, the ButterBot.